Hi Metalheads, willkommen zu Metal Forever Show 927 am 27.05.2025. Schön, dass ihr dabei seid zur ersten von 2 Double Features. Heute am Dienstag haben wir 2 internationale Bands. Und zwar die einen kommen aus Spanien und die anderen aus Indien, gleich eine ganz andere Seite der Welt. Und coole Bands, coole Sound. Und der eine, der war schon bei uns gewesen und die anderen sind zum ersten Mal bei mir. So, freut euch, liebe Freunde, das wird heute müsst ihr allerdings Englisch hören. Anders geht's nicht. Heute muss man Englisch hören, aber dafür einen guten Soundtrack. Und die zweite Band, muss ich sagen, ist indische Glam Metal. Also die haben das auch. Also unglaublich, ne? Also, sympathische Band. Bis auf einen ist die ganze Band dabei gewesen in der zweiten. Also bleibt dran. Nach der ersten, und zwar November. Und jetzt sagen, jetzt gibt es aber erst einmal die Vorankündigung. Und dann gibt es auch gleich eine Band, auch mit einem anderen Dialekt. Und zwar die Band Pulsar de Nora Sin Fronteras. Ich würde sagen, let the madness begin.
The Metalheads Forever Rockcast show is proud to present amazing melodic metal from Spain. November. And in the double feature interview, fantastic glam metal from India. Fire in the Rodeo. Don't miss the interviews with this fantastic bands.
Ja, das waren Pulsar, Denura und Sin Fronteras. Und jetzt, liebe Freunde, geht's gleich weiter mit einem geilen Soundtrack. Ich finde die Band mega und da wird mit sicher noch einiges kommen mit einem mega sympathischen Gast, Danny von November. Und hier ist The Long Way Home. And now, welcome back. Welcome to the show, all the way from Spain, my friend and brother, Danny from November. Yeah.
Hey, Richie, how you doing, brother?
You look exactly the same like 4 years ago. Do you know?
Well, that's not what my wife says, because I have started to get this white bird here, this hair. So I'm getting older. We all are getting older, but
Wise
that's
man
good.
says, we're
It's
getting
more
wise now.
experience. It means more experience.
Yeah. So the same wife like 4 years ago. So it's not nothing
Yes.
changed. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Very cool. You know why I invite you? I know there's even only two songs of November, but I'm sure we will hear a lot about this band November because it's amazing sound. We just heard The Long Way Home, but The Long Way Home will be our kick-out song for today. We talk about later, so we not waste any time on this song right now. So we talk about later. And I always want to know, you are not only a musician, you are also very, very good sound mixer. You are on tour all the time. I follow you on Facebook, and you are always on the road. Last time we had already a date to make this interview, and you was in the tour bus. And it was, unfortunately,
Yes.
the internet was very bad. As you know, it makes no sense. This doesn't work. So let's do it another day. So because it's so close to our interview,
Yeah.
so it has to be today. Today is Friday, the 23rd of May. Danny,
Yes.
I want to know, because you are so not only a musician, you are as a sound mixer. Was music in your life first, or was an instrument first? And you are born
Um,
in Spain.
it was music before.
Music.
That's what it was first. I feel so lucky that I got my dad. He's still with us. I'm not gonna talk like in the past. He used to play me his records when I was 3 year old, 4 year old, and we are including something from I don't know, Eric Clapton to Van Halen.
All right.
So I got all that vinyls there that I love to play. I remember that I used to get to him and tell him, "Hey, Dad, I want you to play me some music. We do have like I don't know, Supertramp. We got like the Yardbirds. We got like BB King. We got Van Halen. We got Guns N' Roses. We got everything."
So
So
he's a
I
rockhead.
felt
Your dad is a real rockhead.
well. Actually, if you see him, he's not like a rockhead looking.
Yeah, but
Uh,
the sound, he loves the rock sound.
but music is his passion too.
Yes.
Um, I still feel so lucky nowadays because nowadays dad and mom they go to many of the shows that I play or I'm mixing whenever they can attend to the show, and it's not that more about the music, but supporting me still in
Mhm.
my 40s, and that's something that I love. The other day, like last Saturday, I was playing with my other band, Last Days of Eden, in a city kind of nearby, like 500 kilometers from here, from home. And all of a sudden, they just pop up in the venue, and it was like, what the fuck? They were right there, just visiting us, giving us some presents, and that's really nice. It's just something that
Yeah.
helps you to love music more. It's
Yeah.
like
I,
yeah.
I repeat myself so many times, and it is absolute a fact now after over 900 shows, and it's a fact that definitely the fathers are, sometimes the mothers, but mostly the fathers are responsible for the metalheads in my show. All the bands, all the guitars, the singers, whatever, drummers, whatever. They say the record collection of my father, my dad, brought me to music, brought me to metal. And if the so okay, music was first. You are
Yep.
also instrumentalist, so you play guitar, you play everything, I guess.
I started to play guitar when I was about to get into my 12th birthday. So let's say that I started to play at 12, at the age of 12. Um, I started to play because of this movie film called Crossroads, where Steve Vai
Yes,
has this
yes. Ralph Macchio.
legendary solo at the end,
With
this
Ralph
duel.
Macchio, right?
That's from time to time I'm still watching that film. That's so cool to me. And yeah, so I started to play guitar. I was so lucky that I got a studio nearby, and I went there to make some recordings with bands when I was 14-year old. I really like the vibes in the studio, so I asked to the studio owner if I could get there from time to time so I could learn some stuff, like the old stories from the 80s, let's say. But it was in
Yes.
the early 90s. So I started to do some recordings for bands too, and I moved from one band to the other, and somehow we get here. I start playing. I started to sing a few years ago, and mixing bands. That's what I do. No matter if it's on studio or on tour, but that's what I love. I
That's
feel I feel really lucky because of this. Not everybody can say that they love their job. Um, and somehow I always say that I do not have a job. I do have a hobby, and I get paid for that.
Yeah, this is the best
Yes,
situation what could happen. And
yes,
let us say I follow you on Facebook, and you are very very active Facebooker like me, daily. That's what somebody told me years ago. I'm on Facebook now since 2008, and since in the very beginning, somebody, if you want to have followers, also you have to post every day, post something, but no nonsense. Post something with and your posts are really cool because
thank you, brother.
you think you're in videos and you think you are in a studio all the time, and you are really active. You're not only playing, you are mixing live or in a studio, and so I think so that your upbringing and that the studio was nearby. It's actually this was the roots for you because you somebody has a talent and somebody not. Somebody has an ear, somebody not. And I think you discovered very early you have as a talent as a producer, for example. And I think I'd say it reminds me a little bit from John Bon Jovi. He was, when I was a kid, he was always in the studio of his uncle.
Yeah,
Power Station studio in New York, and he served the drinks for the big ones, Rolling Stones, and then get the studio, the vibe, if you're infected, you're infected. And I'm a studio now since the 80s, and so let's say 45 years now. I'm also in the studio recording and doing, and this is a special moment.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
you appreciate this, it's something special, the creative project, So
Yeah, you're making something that is gonna be there forever. Somehow, like in a CD nowadays, in the cloud or whatever, and that's something that everybody can be part of because you can listen to the music, you can analyze the music, you can feel the music, you can get into the vibe, you can I don't know, play the same song like in a cover band or whatever. You can enjoy that or play at home or just enjoy the music, and that's something that I really think that it's so important. Like if you really like this, I know that it's let's say kind of a tough world because for me, what we say in my land here is there's just two jobs that they are really tough. It's be a miner and a sailor. The rest is nuts. So apart from that, sometimes music can be tough because it's not so. How can I say kindly? It's not giving you back what you give to the music. You can put much effort, you can put much passion, you can put everything on the table, and you're getting back like a 1%. But in the end, that's what we love. It's like in the movie 300. What are we? We are musicians, we are producers, that's what we are.
creators.
And sometimes I've said this many times in my career, and it's like I do prefer do what I do for a living and survive instead of do something that it's not filling me, that it's not giving me back something that I really enjoy, and be rich, let's say.
I think this is the rich dream. This is done. because now it's a different situation. You cannot make money as a musician if you're a worker, if you're like in demand for as a talented sound mixer, because people need this. There's still no AI who doing this stuff. Got luck, good luck, one question, but I think we play first the music, and we talk about music, and then oh no, give me one answer. Are you more comfortable on stage as the artist, or you're more comfortable behind the desk and you see the show, have a good sound, and in the studio? Where is your passion? Or you both, or three? Stage, studio, and mixer.
Let me tell you, that's the answer for that. It's more depending on the day. I feel so lucky myself because I can do all that three things: working in a studio, working on tours, and play music, no matter on a stage or in studio. And I think that makes me be really healthy, because I imagine myself, if I just had to do things in the studio, that can burn out yourself, because it's like all the time in the same room, no matter if it's new people or not, but you have to, let's say, live with people for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That would be not so cool if you just do that, even though it's cool. I mean, I'm not complaining. Saying if you always have to do your job on tour, like sound engineer, going from here to there, blah, 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 it's tired, because you are always out of home. You don't have the real control of your life. You have to go through different schedules, blah, blah, blah. But then there's the side of musician, when you have to play music that you don't like, or you are not comfortable with, let's say, because you are playing for another bands, another artists, wherever. That's not really healthy. In my case, I feel so lucky because I can go, like, let's say 1 month on tour, then I go back, I do a couple of productions in the studio for another month, then I can focus on my bands, and then I can make some music, make some recordings, go on tour again, make some productions. And it's like, you're jumping from one position to the other, and it makes you like healthier, because you are refreshing your daily basis things.
Cool. I must say, I was so surprised that you are such an incredibly good singer. That's I forgot the last time, and we talk about this. The last time you was here, I have to check it after. With the Last Days of Eden, there was more your wife singing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We will listen, because we have one more song from Last Days of a new song from last year, from 2024, live at the Unirock is Abandoned. But first, we play now When a Door is Closed. And then you give me a story, and then you tell me about what is all about November. Okay? So here is When a Door is Closed. Yeah, when the door is closed, here we are. Great singer, great voice. So before we talk about the song, give me a story. What is behind November?
Well, November, I have to say that I've always in my life played in heavy kind ish metal bands, power metal, heavy metal, uh, some kind of that styles. But I'm a rocker soul. My favorite band is actually Guns N' Roses.
Here we go.
I do love Bon Jovi. I do love Gother. I do love Rolling Stones. I do love, all that kind of stuff. Brian Adams, all that stuff.
It's all the stuff I
So,
love as well. So we have something in common, you see?
yeah, I always love that stuff, but I never got the chance to make a band because there was nobody like, let's say, interested in making that such a band here in my region. And well, I never got the time to make a proper record. Somehow, like last year, I got a couple of free weeks, like just for fun, doing whatever. So I sat in the studio and I started to write some songs that I got in my head for so long. And in the first week, I did like 20 something songs from
Wow.
start to the end. And it was like, oh man, this is so cool. Oh, this new one, I prefer this one. No, this one is wow, this is a fucking hit. Wow, this is blowing my head. Blah 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 blah. Till 20 something songs. Then let's say that I wanted to record the songs just for fun, just like a Spotify release or something like that. But I showed the songs to some of the people I was touring with, the demo tapes. And like I've worked with some big names in the industry, some well-known people, and everybody was like saying the same sentence: you should do a proper release because this worths.
I
Everybody
agree.
liked the stuff, and it was like, well, sometimes it's cool to have self-confidence, but in my case, it's not that I don't have self-confidence, but you cannot believe that all what you do is like, like great stuff. I just can say that I like that and I enjoy that. But if other people is recommending me that I should do a proper release, then I started to think about that. And then I did like, I started to think like, if I would do like a band, who would I call for joining the band? And I started about thinking people that I know in my area somehow, and they are really great musicians. And I started to think like, okay, let's try it. I know that they are gonna say no because they are professional musicians. They are that's what they do for a living. They are really busy, and they are gonna say no. But let's take a coffee, and that's it. So I one by one I started to call these people, and everybody was saying like, yes, I want to be part of that. And I was like, man, I fucking cannot believe that because this is not only really professional musicians, but great people too. And nowadays, it's easy to find people who plays really good. It's easy to find people who is really nice, but both together is wow. It's a like a diamond. It's so hard to find, but I got it. So it was like, well, what's the next step? Let's make some videos. I made some videos myself because the two videos that we've released, I did that with my production company, Ride the Dragon. Um, and to be honest, it was more like let's start the project with the worst songs from the album. So in the future we
The
can
worst
like
songs,
spend.
and I'm blown away from the worst songs. Are you crazy? That's
I'm telling you my honest opinion. It was like if in the future we have like a budget for a cool video, a real proper video, we will make it happen. But let's start with the word song, so we will not waste the cool ones. So we get to a point where
you are a crazy fucker. So
it's.
if this of the worst songs, I can imagine what album is this, because I love it. I would love to hear more of this.
Let me tell you, and I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. I do know somebody. Please let me don't say any names, but I'm so proud of this situation and this conversation that I'm gonna tell you. Somehow one day I was talking to a guy who used to play in Guns N' Roses.
All right.
And because the guy texted me after watching the first video and he said, "Man, this blow my head." So I was like, "Wow, man, that would be great if you could play a solo in our record." And he said,
Let me guess, Matt Sorum.
No, no, no.
No.
But let me tell you, this guy said that would be a true honor. Just give me the song, and I will play something for you.
Wow.
So we get to the point where we have somebody who was playing Guns N' Roses, the biggest band ever for me, and that guy was really, really, really nice. I truly love that man. I got the chance to meet him in the past, and yeah, that's the kind of things that somehow we are living here with this music, with this album. There's a few people that listen to the whole record and they say, "Man, this is so great." I'm just saying that I love the music. Of course, that's the music that I made myself. So it's so common and so normal that I like the music. But on and on, I'm enjoying a lot this process.
I still remember, after so many shows, now 920 plus shows,
Wow.
I did now since we met the first time. I always remember you as a very friendly guy, very humble, friendly guy. And I think this is the key. You are a nice guy, and I think you are nice on tour, and people remember this. And somehow this, I just thought our first show we did together, interview, was show number 195.
Wow.
And now we have 926 or something like this. So it was October 6th, 2021. So,
wow.
But
time flies.
Time flies, and that's what I think. And you said before something with the confidence. I am still watching so many interviews to learn. This is my learning, hundreds and hundreds of interviews I've watched with big names. That's always I want to know how to interview people, how to talk, and how many times I hear this about self-confidence. Even the biggest stars, the biggest of the biggest, even Rolling Stones, when we record an album, we do it for us, but I hope that people like it. No, yeah. So you of course you do it first for yourself, to blast it in a car or whatever, and you want to hear. But then there's always a fear: will people love it, or will people like it or not? And this is, even the biggest names have this. Even biggest, even Bon Jovi is. They want to know. I hope the people like it, what we do, and that's. So you have to be self-confident.
Well,
when the door is closed about this song, give me a little story about this song.
Well, the story about that song is, so I think that we all sometimes in our lives, we get this burnout where we want to, go out with a machine gun and kill everyone, because it seems that everyone is against you. Everyone is trying to do the worst things to you. And at some point you say like, fuck off everybody. I'm going to do everything myself, and I'm fine. It's something that simple. Sometimes we are in that kind of situation when we be our best friends and our best company so we can help ourselves to grow and to make things better and to learn from ourselves with our own process.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? My experience the past 20 years, especially the last 20 years, there was a time, let's say 20 years ago, I needed for everything. I make a website. I had a webmaster. Make artwork. I need somebody who makes my artwork. Make videos. I needed somebody who makes for everything. I needed somebody. And now I do everything by myself. I make my videos. I do the artworks. I do the editing. I do everything. You know.
Yeah.
And so I'm not dependent. But the website I do, and the web hoster, everything. You know. So because I hated it in the end to be dependent on people, you know. So now I can do this. Is exactly what you mentioned. It's exactly the same. The more you can do by yourself, the more you know. If this fails, what you do, then it's your fault, you know, and not other faults people. So, but I agree with you, and this is my experience the last 20 years.
But it's not only about that. It's also about enjoying the process of doing things.
Yes.
Because you learn some stuff, and then you can get really proud when you see that thing that it's finished and it's kind of well done or perfectly done, and that's something like, I did this.
And now comes when the reward is when people react to it. When people say, "This blows my mind. This is the best thing ever," or this like I'm a writer now, so I wrote 7 books, and people write to me, "Richie, this book is the best one. I love it." Oh, you know, it's like every one counts. It's not like you think in the thousands. One good review or one thing makes my day. And I now I'm so humble now. Before you think you need million sales or something, no. Even 1 or 2 people, if they opens their heart, say, "Oh, your music makes my day." This is so good for your confidence, for your soul, for the creative work. I'm right.
Absolutely. I was talking to some people who attend to the show that I mentioned before. That it happened last weekend with my band, Last Days of Eden. And the guys, they told me after the show, they told me like we are like blown away. That was an outstanding show. We really enjoy. We got the vibes from the stage because you guys could transmit me all the stuff that you were doing, and I could feel how you guys enjoy the show and playing and stuff. And I was like, man, that's the only thing that we really try to do. No matter if we got like 5 people or 5,000, the thing is that every single person that comes to a show, they have to feel something, and they got to get the feeling and the vibes that we try to transmit, even when we don't try to, because what we are really trying is to enjoy. Because I think that if we try to communicate some feelings and you focus on communicate the feelings, you are not focusing on feel the thing itself. So in that case, that's what we try to do.
The best case scenario is, as an artist by myself, the best case scenario is when the energy flows between the artist and the crowd, and it goes back into the circle. This is the moment when you feel when no, there's nothing better. Even not sex is not better than this. The moment when the show, the artist and the crowd becomes a unity. When this combined, this is the moment, the magic moment, when this is when you are rewarded for all the traveling, for all the misery, for all the action, for all the problems. But the moment you go from the stage and the people are happy and the people are screaming and want more, and that you think, wow, this is the best moment.
That moment when you see somebody in the crowd or some people or whatever, they are with that open, bright eyes and that smile in their faces. It's like, yes, I know that we are doing something together. It's not just me playing an instrument or singing or whatever. It's you and me. We are feeling something together.
Yes. I short story, I was an Elvis Presley tribute artist for many years, for 20 years. I know it. And I tell you what, how many times, especially with the song Love Me Tender, This is actually not one of my favorite songs from Elvis, but I did the live version. How many times I saw people crying, man or woman, crying when I sung "Love Me Tender," and when after the show, when they came to me and said, "Wow, man, this was so touching for me." Or Always on My Mind, the song, kind of falling in love. This old songs from Elvis, you know. When saying, what's happened? You know, it brought back the memories. It brought back in the 50s when I met my wife. She passed away already, and you sang it so beautifully, and you make a good tribute to Elvis, not a Mickey, you know. You did it perfect, and you moved me. Perfect. All right. You know what? You just we have a good cue, because you just mentioned before the band Last Days of Eden. The last time was here in the show number 195. Here we go again. Of course, we play one song live from last year on 2024. This is Abandon.
Yeah.
Here is Last Days of Eden. Action. This was Abandoned. Yeah, I remember very well the last time. And I switched a little bit to German. Wir haben natürlich diese Band schon mal bei uns gehabt. Schon mal 196 oder 95, 195. Last Days of Eden, könnt ihr da reinschauen. Da hört ihr noch mehr Musik von damals. Das war damals noch die Metal is Forever Rockcast, nicht Rockcast Show, Metal is Forever Show. Und einfach mal reinschauen. Ganz am Anfang, kann man sagen. Und so, Danny.
Yeah.
What is in the pipeline for Last Days of Eden? Last Days of Eden, yeah, the band. What's going on?
Yeah, we did the show last weekend. Now we are preparing some shows for after summer, because during the summer we want to get in the studio to record some new stuff. We are preparing kind of a tricky stuff, because what I want to do right now, and I think that everybody in the band agrees with me, we want to do 3 EPs connected by a common story. It's a kind of complicated story. It's full of vampires and stuff. It's like, well, I just made a story and want this to be really well connected in between, because that's 3 different times from the story of a vampire from the 1st century till nowadays. And as long as I want it really well connected, the story and the lyrics are making me crazy. They are driving me crazy. Music, it's, let's say, 80% done, all the 3 EPs, but the lyrics are a little bit more complicated. So hopefully when we release this first EP with some video or videos, that's something that we still have to do to see. We will go on the road again. I hope we can do a new European tour. Let's say if we can do something in South America or somewhere else, I'd love to, but that's something that it's not depending on the bands themselves. You know that there's promoters and all that stuff. If we get a call, we're gonna get there. If we don't get the call, that's cool. We can play somewhere else. We got some new members joining the band, and let's say that we are just from the band that you knew when we released Butterflies, our latest album. It's just Lady Annie Singer and me. The rest of the members we've changed for new ones. We got some time that we couldn't play on stage because I was almost for 2 years on tour with Steve Vai, and that took all my time.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him that you were so inspired by Crossroads?
Of course. Nowadays, Steve and I, we are friends, really good friends. We send messages each other, videos, whatever. We talk from time to time, and of course, I told him about my story. It was well, we connected really well. We talked for like so many hours for 2 years, and yeah, of course, I was one of the guys who got into the guitar world because of that. He was so nice to give me a guitar from his own guitars for my birthday. So
wow, isn't this crazy? You inspired. You saw him on movie, and of course, I think you are a fan of Steve Vai, and then you became a friend. Is this crazy? It's
totally crazy. I can tell you that that's one of the stories that if you tell me that like 10 years ago, I would say you are fucking crazy, man. You might not know that I even did 200 shows, well, let's say 180 shows around the world, singing his instrumental song, his most famous instrumental song called For the Love of God.
Wow.
That's really crazy. When we met, like after the first week, because of long story, he discovered that I studied opera for some years. He saw some videos of me singing opera, and he was like, "Hey man, I want you to put some lyrics on my most famous song and go out on stage every night with me and sing it."
Yes, it's a compliment. Holy cow.
So I tell you, I did 180 shows, 190 shows. I just lose the count. Going out on a stage with Steve Vai singing For the Love of God.
That is a crazy story. Thank you.
I tell you, it is.
We come to the last song now, and The Long Way Home. Is this tributed to your life on tour?
Yes, absolutely. It's a song that tells about people going on tour, and we all have that feeling of when the tour is getting to an end. You are really tired. You want to go back home. You miss your family. You miss your friends. You miss your, your gym, whatever. But at the same time, you have the feeling that once you get there, you're going to start missing being on tour.
Yeah,
it's like this two sides of the coin.
Yes.
Being on tour is really nice. I've been on tour for long times. Longest time in a row, it's been near 3 months. We were in the States for that time, and it was kind of tough. But again, if you compare that to being a sailor or a miner or, a bartender or whatever.
In a factory, in something, I understand, yeah.
I cannot say that I'm going to complain about that. But yeah, the song itself, it's about that kind of feeling. You know that when you start the tour, that's the way that it's gonna get you home again. You will have to be back home after the tour, and that that if you start the tour, you're gonna be back home at the end.
Can you imagine Lemmy? He was more on tour than home, and he loved it so much to be on the road again all the time.
Let me tell you, once I met a guy who was bus driver, but this kind of bus that we use on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out of home for 2 years, not a single day not being on tour.
Wow.
He just was dropped from one tour and started the next one at the same day.
Wow.
So it's more than 700 days in a row being out of home touring. That's a lot.
I guess his wife left already.
He was alone.
He
got no wife, no girlfriend, no anything. So that's why he lived just for that.
Yeah, you never time for me. But no, okay. Yeah. Danny.
Yeah.
We listen one more time, and that's it. I'd say you are really a friendly, nice guy.
Thank you, Richie. I really appreciate your words, and I want you to know that I think exactly the same about you.
Brotherhood forever.
Yes,
my friend. This was Danny from November, and of course, Last Days of Eden. And catch the shows. If you see Danny, say hello. He's a friendly guy. He makes picture review, selfies review all the time. He's down to earth and a big guy with a big heart. This was Danny from November. I salute you. And here is The Long Way Home. Cheers.
Woo. Cheers, buddy.
Yes.
This is Best of Metal, the ultimate blast from the underground. The hottest new videos, the rawest sounds, and the fiercest energy the metal scene has to offer. Every Monday night, when the clock strikes 8 p.m., it's time to unleash the beast. Hosted by your commander of chaos, Richie Newton. Turn it up, bang your head, and feel the pulse of real metal.
Ja, liebe Freunde, schön, dass ihr dabei geblieben seid. Teil 2 der Sendung. Jetzt wird indisch gegessen, liebe Freunde. Jawohl, heute gehen wir zum Inder. Bei in Rodeo sind meine Gäste und ihr geiler Song Viper's Kiss. Und danach begrüße ich gleich 4 der Jungs. Auf geht's, Freunde. Hier sind Fire in the Rodeo. And now welcome to the show, all the way from Calcutta, India, Fire in the Rodeo. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hello,
what's up,
I'm
Richie?
great.
We're doing great.
Greetings to beautiful India.
Thank you.
Another great Indian band. I watched.
Thank you so
I
much.
listened to the album, watched the videos, and I said, "These guys I want in the show." And here you are. Very, very cool.
It's an honor to be
Thank
a
you
part
so
of
much.
this show. Thank you.
Yeah, it's my honor is on my side too. It's cool. I had no idea before. I must say, the very first Indian bands was Krish and the Chronicles. And now we have more Indian bands came to the show, and I think you are the fourth band now from India, and I'm very surprised that an Indian scene has a metal scene. Yeah, very surprised, and I'm happy to see this. That in many countries heavy metal is ruling. So how is heavy metal in India? Is India more classic rock orientated, or is it more heavy? Is it what is? Because you are in the middle. You are melodic metal, but also and we have also hard metal. But in Calcutta, for example, how is in Calcutta the metal scene?
In Calcutta, the metal scene is, I should say it's a niche. Okay, so it's not like very mainstream or something kind of that. It's very underground. But we do have a lot of good bands coming out from Calcutta for the last decade. I should say that we do have great bands, great metal bands across multiple genres. But we are doing good. But it's still underground and a niche.
All right. So how long is Fire in the Rodeo existing?
Yeah, so Fire in the Rodeo, we started as a band in 2022 in the month of August, and we had kind of several lineup changes after that. So we are like closing in on 3 years in this August. So yeah.
So to explain to our audience who is who, you are a singer. You're Avirup. Maybe you raise your
Yeah.
hand. That's in the middle. This is Avirup.
I
Then
am
we
the
have-
vocalist of the band.
Yes, we have Rito.
Myself Rito, I'm the keyboardist of this band.
I'm Ronnie or Nilavro. I'm the bass player.
Your microphone isn't working. This microphone isn't working.
I think you can do it from here also.
I'm Ronnie or Nilavro. I'm the bass player of the band.
All right, now that's why there was something wrong with the microphone before. Okay. All right, and we have Flame X. Flame X is
Yeah,
Hey,
Shubhojit. Yeah.
I'm
yes
Shubhajit Flamex. I'm in guitars.
guitar, and we have Shampoo.
Yeah, I play guitars also.
You play what?
I play guitars also.
The guitars.
Guitars.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Because we have quite a big program, I would say we go right to the next video. It is ready to fight, and then somebody gives me a little story after the video. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Here's
Sure.
Ready to Fight.
The memories of you, they haunt me no more. I found a strength
This was Ready to Fight. So, who gives me the story?
I think Shambho can, because Shambho was the first who wrote the song and brought this song into the band. And
Okay,
then he tried to come up with me for the lyrics and we created the melody. So maybe Shambho can speak about Ready to Fight.
All right. I was listening to some Motley Crue song. I'm not sure which one, right off the top of my head. So, and the melody, the intro melody, the one you just heard, the absolute first one, it just came to me on the guitars, and I wrote it and sent it to Oviruk. He loved it and put lyrics on it, and the rest is history.
So basically, if you ask me like what the song is all about, so like you can judge from the sound, right? Ready to Fight is a ballad that we wrote, and it is one of the oldest songs that we had. Okay, so it was first released as a single back in 2023. Then we also had an official music video for that song as well. So this song is all about it's very personal, and it's like a song that is written about another part of me, which I am trying to speak in front of the audience, or like whoever is listening to my band or to my songs, and they are trying to relate this whole life with my life. And so that's the story about Ready to Fight. So it's always about not giving up on their dreams and always keep pushing hard till it blows. I mean, that's what it's all about. And we started.
Right.
The rain also started right now here.
All right. Don't ask for more. You know what's coming now? The next song. Beg for more, but no more rain, please. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We go right. Thank you for the explanation. We go right to the next one. This is Beg for More. And here we go.
Rocking till the town, we scream, pedal down, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, so Back for More is a full-blown banger, and we had one of our guitarists who unfortunately left the band due to some personal issues. So he was Tornado Frost. So he and me together came up with the idea of Back for More. So Back for More is about a child who always dreamt about doing rock and roll and like living the rock and roll dream in this free world. So that's what Back for More is all about. So like we, Fire in the Rodeo, was, I should say, the first glam metal band to come out of Calcutta. So like Back for More was to justify that kind of situation where a band from Calcutta, where I or maybe anyone who can relate to that song, is a child who is trying to live up to the dreams of doing rock and roll. So that's what Back for More is all about. So you can, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, you can have a full analogy between that, because Back for More is all about doing rock and roll and not caring about what other people are saying and whatnot. So we are just doing rock and roll. That's it.
If I ask you, make a confession, are you the child? When you wrote the
yes. I was, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think we all are. I mean, it's not like
it is.
Me, myself,
You
but yeah.
just mentioned the dream. So
Right.
what? Now I ask each and everyone. Give me one band you say that is my inspiration. I ask with you first. What band is your inspiration?
Yeah. Sure.
I ask you.
Okay, so my I am quite inspired by bands like Motley Crue, XYZ.
Oh, okay.
XYZ.
One.
Okay, Motley Crue maybe in that case, and yeah.
Motley Crue. I'm with you. I'm a huge Motley Crue fan from the 80s.
Okay.
I must say. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, Rito, tell me you.
I am inspired by White Lion.
Okay. Mike Tramp, Peter Brata, and you?
Yeah. So my inspiration is not exactly in line with this genre, but Green Day is the band, is the reason why I chose to do music in the first place. So I would say
modern punk, the modern punk,
yeah, modern punk,
pop
yes.
punk. Yeah, Green Day, great. And Flame X,
Well, I'm a huge fan of George Lynch, so it's Dokken for me.
Dokken, cool.
Right.
Under Lock and Key, my favorite album.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah, Lightning Strikes Again. I love this song.
All right. And the solos on that album. Oh my god.
Yeah, and George Lynch is amazing. Yeah, Mick Brown. And yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Shampoo.
The reason I play guitar the way I do is James Hetfield, so Metallica is going to be my pick.
Here we go. That is a good mix, actually, you know. So we have Green Day, who thought about this. We have Dokken, we have Motley Crue, and what was
Metallica and White
No.
Lion.
White Lion. That is a good. This is
White
a dream.
Lion.
This is a dream band. Very good. So that brings us to the next song. You would have mercy. Now we see why. Here's the video. Here you would have mercy.
Be of mercy.
What is the story? I asked the lyricist, what is the backstory to You Would Have Mercy?
Cupid of Mercy is a love ballad, so it's about broken heart. So yeah, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah,
Nothing more to say.
nothing more to say.
All right, we leave it like this. What we need now is a photo. Come a little bit closer, you three,
Yeah, yeah.
so we can see you better. Don't worry, it's not for the police. This is only for metalheads. Okay? So, action. Got you. So, before I play Viper's Kiss one more time, what is in the pipeline for the band? Are you on the road in India? Are you promoting the album? What's going on?
Currently, we are. I mean, on 1st of June, we have a show in Calcutta itself, and we are
Okay.
trying to explore other parts of the India. I mean, we are trying to extend our contacts with other parts of the like organizers from across the country. So currently, we are also started recording the second album also. So we are like already 2 tracks. We have written the pilot of it, so we are trying to do it also on this parallelly.
That's cool. Very, very cool.
Thank you.
I know there is more coming. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Good sound. Sympathetic band. What is a Viper's Kiss? Short explanation before I play it, and then I'll let you go.
I think
Viper's
like
Kiss. Give me the story.
I think Shubhajit can tell a lot more on Viper's Kiss.
Yeah, so the if you listen to Viper's Kiss, it's more heavier, the heaviest song from the album. So if you go through the lyrics of Viper's Kiss, the Viper's Kiss is basically pointing to the low lights of a community. Okay, so like if we have not so great politicians running the country, so we are pointing them out that the case of a Viper's, it's a Viper's next case.
Okay.
So
I have-
basically, it's about politicians. So it's about how
it's
ruthless.
all
and how-
politics.
See, now comes the police.
So it's about those scumbags who try to, I mean, take control over everything and destroy people's lives.
That's good. Yeah, all right. You know, I like this. What can I say? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Give
you.
my regards to the another member who is not here today, the drummer.
Yeah.
All the best
Yeah.
to you. Congratulations to this fantastic Album. Ihr da draußen,
Thank you.
hoch mit den Bieren. Auch wenn es ein bisschen hart war zum Verstehen heute, aber der Soundtrack ist da. I always says, I ask my viewers, give a round of a beer in emojis, beer emojis, and I hope you like German, Austrian, Swiss beer, because that's what you get now. I give 1 beer here, and I wish you all the best. This was Final Rodeo, but here's one more time, Viper's Kiss. I love you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
The Metalheads Forever Rockcast show is proud to present amazing melodic hard rock from USA. Catone. And in the double feature interview, fantastic heavy metal from Germany, Bad Butler. Don't miss the interviews with this fantastic bands.
Diese Show wurde euch präsentiert von Newton Artworks. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thank you for watching. We salute you.